Morning. Happy Wednesday, folks. Happy Wednesday. Wealth Wednesday. Wealth Wednesday. I got another topic here that I want to talk about with you all, and it is the buy now, pay later um, craze, I guess, that's going on or have been going on for some time. And actually, for those of y'all that remember layaway, and I'm talking true, straight up layaway, where you went to the store, you saw the items or the stuff that you wanted, put it in your cart, you went to the layaway department, and you put the items on layaway. They kept all the items that you wanted, and then every week you paid on the stuff until you paid it in full. Most of the time they would charge you like a service fee. I'll call it a service fee, pretty much just for holding the items. And you did pay a little bit or part of a percentage of what the total amount of the items that you got or that you wanted was. And then every week, you would go in there, you would pay something on it, or every 2 weeks. However, they had the system back then. I think most of the time it was like every week. Yeah, and you did not get the stuff until you paid it off in full. If you didn't pay it off in full, by a particular time, etc., then the items will go back to stock, of course. And I don't know what all would happen to your money. Maybe they would let you get something, in place of for the money that you put towards it and didn't pay it out. They will let you get something for it. But that is how the buy now, pay later thing actually worked. It was straight up layaway. But now this is in my brain layaway in reverse. The buy now, pay later. You make the purchase now, you get the item that you're purchasing now, and you just pay later. So we'll talk about that. So exactly what it is, and I'm going to be looking down to read some of the notes so that I don't miss anything. And some of this information was new to me, so yeah, I don't want to just be talking randomly. Buy now, pay later is a type of short term financing that allows consumers to make purchases and pay them over time. Okay. And the story mentioned that most of the time it is without interest. Most of the time it says without interest. Okay. And this story was updated April the 8th this year by Rebecca Lake. And I found this on the personal, when I did a personal finance news. Something or another, this came up. So this goes on to say how it works. Buy now, pay later programs have different terms and conditions. They generally offer short-term loans with fixed payments, no interest, and no additional charges. Okay. With buy now, pay later, you can make a purchase at a participating retailer and opt for buy now, pay later at checkout. Okay, so I've never did this before. I did the old, in the old day, the actual layaway. I've never done this before. So it seems as though a lot of retailers are participating in the buy now, pay later. And maybe they're going through some other type of party. I have seen some of the names of some of these places that offer the buy now, pay later. When I've seen it on Amazon because I go there a bit, but nonetheless. If approved, you make a small down payment such as 25% of the overall purchase amount. You then pay out the remaining amount in a series of interest-free installments, usually over a few weeks or months. Okay. And it says that payments can be deducted automatically from your debit card, your credit cards, or your bank account. It did mention that some may allow you to do a check or, I guess, automatic bank transfer, but the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says that most of the lenders, you have no choice but to do automatic deduction from your debit card, bank account, or your credit card. It also goes on to say uh, a 20 a September 2022 report from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that from 2019 to 2021, these are key years because the pandemic was going on. The number of buy now, pay later loans originating or that originated in the U.S. by the five lenders it surveyed grew from 16.8 million to 180 million. People, during that time, a lot of folks did not have jobs. A lot of folks were told you can't go to work. A lot of companies are shut down, but people needed to go on living, as it were. So they found that this was something good. Okay, buy now, pay later. I can get it now, and then I can, for the folks that were in that situation, worry about paying for it, next week or over the next week, month, et cetera, et cetera. It also mentions that this kind of financing was once most popular for beauty and apparel purchases, but it has branched out into other areas like travel, pet care, groceries, and gas. And most buy now, pay later loans range from $50 to $1,000. And the research showed that the average loan was $135 over 6 weeks. And of course, that time frame, 2019 to 2021, was the pandemic. It also goes on to mention that Chase and American Express have set up similar financing arrangements. So they have gotten into the buy now, pay later game also into. It does mention Affirm and Klarna as a buy now, pay later um, places or companies that manage the buy now, pay later loans. It's like, why are you talking? Why are you even talking about this? Like, why is she even talking about this? Because a way to help prevent, go another route, think about doing this differently, advice the buy now, pay later, is to have a sinking fund to where over time you are saving for the actual item that you want. I think it is much easier than doing this because a lot of things are just so easy. You got the credit card, the debit card, you just take it out, you swipe, you swipe, you swipe. Vice cash for some. When you have cash in your hand, you may give it a little bit more thought, when you're handing over the dollars. And maybe before, you may give a little bit more thought to picking up the item and just purchasing it. Of course, if you got a credit card and you're just free to do any and all that you want, of course, you're going to get the card and you're just going to start putting stuff in there. Maybe when you're doing cash, it's going to be a little bit different. But with this buy now, pay later, it's like, okay, I can fill up my card and still do and go and buy all these things and then just pay a little bit over time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Which, of course, this means, just like with the credit card, you're adding to your personal debt. And of course, you're going to have to budget for these purchases also too. So to kind of sort of do it in reverse, say, hey, I know that will utilize Christmas. I know that Christmas is coming up. So why don't I just start putting aside some money for the things that I maybe just want for myself, or I'm planning to give gifts to folks. I can save up this money and have it already together, good to go when that time comes. And if I myself can have a little bit of discipline to put away the $20 or $30 or $50 per month from now until December, then great. Let's try and do that before I think about going and doing this. And this article also mentioned, and I'll just read it. It mentioned that uh, it says you can get it without a credit check, what have you. Sometimes these companies will do a soft pull of your credit and some will do a hard pull of your credit. So we have to be mindful and careful about that, because if we're going to do something, with this buy now, pay later thing, for a few purchases, maybe $100 or $200, etc., and then they're doing hard pulls on there, in 6 or 7 months when you're past that, you've paid it off, etc., and then you're looking to buy a home, do something major, etc., then someone is going to look at your credit for the purchase that you want. Then they may say this hard pull and da 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 da. Like, why did this happen? Which shouldn't be of any importance if you paid off the thing, etc. But if you didn't pay off the buy now, pay later purchase, it could be problematic. So be mindful that a soft credit pull or a hard pull may be done on your credit, and that can take off some points off of your credit score, as you all know. Uh, it does say that if you have late payments or non-payments, that information can go to or can affect your credit score, and that information can go to your credit report. So be mindful of that. And of course, as the report goes on to say, just make sure you're able to pay it off so that you don't have any problems with, your credit being impacted, your credit report and your credit score being impacted. Just make sure you can do that. And of course, in order to do that, you have to have a budget and plan, etc., which can prevent you from having to even go this particular route with the buy now, pay later thing. And I did want to try and find in here before this thing goes on too long, some demographic information with regards to other other people that are finding themselves with these particular loans. Trying to work. Also, while I'm looking for that, you have to be mindful of the store return policies. I guess if you go to if Walmart or Target are participating in this, and you go and you buy the item online, can you go back to the store and return the item to the actual brick and mortar store itself? So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. And trying to find the demographic information because I did see it in here, and I am going to find it because it is key. It is key. And I thought I underlined it. Yeah, back to yeah. It says some of the disadvantages of this. It says a lot of disadvantages. It says it won't help you to establish good credit either. Okay, that's interesting. But it will if you don't pay. If you don't pay or miss payments, that information can't go to your credit card. I did sit in here. I knew that I put some type of mark by it. I wanted to actually read it off. Okay, it goes here. Users of buy now, pay later services were far more likely to have bank overdrafts, payday loans, pawn loans, and other high interest financial products. Okay, indicating that they were more financially vulnerable than non users of buy now, pay later financing. Here goes the demographic stuff. Black, Hispanic, and female consumers were more likely than average to use it, as were consumers with household incomes between $20,000 and $50,000. That is key. That is key. So if we take just that, and not everything is 100% or wow, it's just black people and Hispanic people and the girls, the ladies, females we were the only ones that were participating in this if we just took it at face value. But it says we're more likely than average to utilize this. So what are they trying to say? That we can't get our stuff in one sock. We need this. Plus, in addition, we're more likely to have payday loans, pawn loans. What else did they say we're more likely to have? Payday overdrafts. Yeah. Okay. That's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get off into that. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm sure that some of that is true, etc. Take it for what it is worth. But if we know that we may be and have participated in these type of things, etc., and we fall into this particular demographic, then it is what it is. And I and see how they do. Okay, Wanda, that's for another time. That's for don't go there. Don't go there. But the buy now, pay later loans, part of the reason that I'm mentioning this is there is another way that you can not do this. You can just start a sinking fund for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for whatever it is. It could be for a specific item that you want, and put money away over time. And then when you have enough money to make the full entire purchase, go and make that complete entire purchase, etc. Yeah, don't fall into any traps. I think this is one of the traps that I don't know when it came along, It might have been before the pandemic time, but if it went from 16.8 million people to over 180 million people utilizing buy now, pay later, that is somewhat problematic. Yeah. So sometimes it's always a good thing to do something differently if something different out there exists, or just wait and it will come, like leap and the net will appear. No, no, don't do that. That's wrong. Wrong saying for this context. Now, it did say in here when it goes on to talk about all the advantages and disadvantages of it. And then it goes on to say, teaching teens about buy now, pay later. I did not read it because I was like, okay, this is not something you want to do with regards to their financial education. Teaching, maybe telling them, hey, this particular thing exists. However, do not get into this because all the information that you have been giving them before, they will know that, hey, a sinking fund is a better way to do it. Cash stuff is a better way to do it. Just delay your gratification and save till you get the money to do that. They will know that already. And so you want to teach them about buy now, pay later, but just do the opposite one, the regular layaway. And I do think that I know that Walmart did because I have participated in their layaway program that they have had uh, during a particular time of the year. They will do that. I think like it's right before Christmas, something or another like that. Um, you can go and do that layaway plan with them and say, hey, this is what the buy now, pay later was, but in reverse. You don't get the stuff on the actual layaway. You put they will hold the stuff for you and you pay every week, every 2 weeks, and then you can get the items. The buy now, pay later can be a trap. And of course, with all of these things, it's about money, it's about your personal debt, and you're going to have to plan, i.e., budget for the purchases that you make, even for the layaway one, but definitely for the buy now, pay later one, because that information will go to your credit report and it will affect your credit score. Like I mentioned before, they may do a soft pull or a hard pull of your credit report also into, and that can present a problem down the road when you want to make an actual big purchase. And if you didn't pay the buy now, pay later thing, then that can be problematic. But yeah, Wealth Wednesday, buy now, pay later. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you already haven't. I do appreciate it. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.